Once upon a time, in the faraway kingdom of Verdaria, there lived two brothers, Alaric and Thorn, whose lives were intertwined by magic and fate. From a young age, Alaric showed signs of possessing immense power over nature. He could summon the winds, control the rains, and command the growth of forests with the wave of his hand. However, his magic was wild and untamed, and one tragic evening, while playing with his younger brother, Thorn, a storm conjured by Alaric's careless use of magic injured Thorn, leaving a permanent scar on his hand. Fearing the unpredictability of his power and the damage it might cause, Alaric decided to isolate himself. He retreated into the distant mountains of Verdaria, where the magic would be less likely to harm anyone he loved. Thorn, though deeply hurt by his brother's departure, remained in the kingdom, rising to the role of a protector and eventually becoming a knight in service to the royal family. But no amount of training or knighthood could heal the loneliness Thorn felt without his brother by his side. Years passed, and Verdaria flourished under Thorn's guardianship, though the people whispered of the young prince who had vanished into the mountains, becoming more of a legend than a memory. Little did they know that the forests around them, which grew unnaturally fast and produced bountiful harvests, were still being nurtured by Alaric from afar, keeping the kingdom safe and prosperous. On the day of Thorn's coronation as a royal knight, a powerful earthquake shook the land. It was unlike anything Verdaria had ever experienced, and it was followed by a sudden, unnatural flood that surged from the rivers, threatening to drown the capital. The people panicked, unsure of the cause, but Thorn recognized the signs of magic gone wrong. He knew his brother's powers were at the heart of the disaster. Alaric, still hidden in the mountains, had lost control of his abilities, and the chaos in the kingdom was a reflection of his inner turmoil. Determined to save his people and bring his brother back, Thorn embarked on a perilous journey through the enchanted forests and up the icy peaks to find Alaric. Along the way, he encountered creatures born from the wild magic of the land, towering tree giants, rivers that could whisper ancient secrets, and winds that carried the echoes of long-forgotten spells. He also crossed paths with an old hermit mage, who warned him of the dangers of confronting his brother in his current state. "Alaric is not the boy you once knew," the mage said. "His heart is torn between the forces of creation and destruction." Despite the warnings, Thorn pressed on, driven by the love he still held for his brother. He climbed to the highest peak, where he found Alaric standing amidst a whirlwind of magic, his face twisted in agony as he struggled to contain the forces he had unleashed. The winds howled, and the sky above them churned with storm clouds. Alaric begged Thorn to leave, fearing he would only cause more harm, but Thorn refused to abandon him. "You don't have to fight this alone, brother," Thorn shouted over the roaring winds. "I've spent years training to protect the kingdom, but all I ever wanted was to protect you." In that moment, Thorn reached out his hand, the scar from their childhood still visible. He stood before his brother, unafraid, as the storm raged around them. The bond between them, once fractured, was now a source of strength. Thorn's courage and determination helped Alaric regain control, and the storm began to subside. The flood waters receded, and the land of Verdaria was spared from destruction. Alaric, humbled by his brother's unwavering love and bravery, finally understood that he didn't need to isolate himself to keep others safe. With Thorn by his side, he could learn to master his powers rather than fear them. Together, the brothers returned to the kingdom, not as separate individuals, but as a united force, one bound by family, trust, and forgiveness. From that day forward, the kingdom of Verdaria prospered under the guidance of the two brothers. Alaric's magic, once a source of chaos, became a blessing to the land, while Thorn's strength and leadership ensured peace and security. The people no longer spoke of the lost prince, but of the two brothers whose bond had saved the kingdom from disaster. And so, their tale became legend, a story passed down through generations as a reminder that even the wildest forces can be tamed with love, and that true strength lies in unity. The end.